In the last hour, the Solchicks chart is moving up aggressively. What is happening? I hope you're having an amazing day. My name is Colin, and in this video, we're going to have a look at the new Solchicks announcement. The hype is real. The chart is already moving up. If you are holding Solchicks or looking to get into a position, this is the right video for you. Nothing in this video is financial advice. It is for entertainment purposes only. Solchicks posted an announcement on Twitter this morning. Solchicks will have some massive and industry disrupting news dropping in the next 72 hours from now. So that will be Monday evening, Tuesday morning, depending on where you are in the world. And we only have one question. Are you ready? Now the whole speculation is, what is this announcement going to be? And I want to have your opinion, because in a recent Solchick video I did with William, the CEO, we were giving away one Solchick NFT, which I announced in my Discord, but has unfortunately not been claimed. So we are doing it again. We're giving away for another try this Solchick NFT number 866 worth over $2,000, and you can be the lucky one to win it. So what I want to know is, what is this big announcement? You will hear my prediction at the end of this video, but if you want to win this Solchick NFT, which I will give away after the announcement has happened, to see who was correct, comment down in the comments below your prediction. What is the big news? Like this video is required. Subscribe to the channel is required. Then make your comment down below, and from the comments I will check who subscribed and who also liked the video, and then you'll be potentially the lucky winner of a $2,000 Solchick NFT. So of course the chart is moving quite quickly. Apart from the giveaway, I want to see, or at least share my insights on what this could potentially be and what it could mean for Solchicks, because the market has been in a quite big of a downtrend. The chart of Solchicks has not been moving. So after the initial opening day, when there were lots of fluctuations, this is where the claim happened. So there was a steady drop. It has been extremely stable, right? The question is, that's a good thing and a bad thing. If you were looking to get out of it in the short term, that's a bad thing. If you were looking to hold for long term, that's a good thing. So I'm going to hold for the long term, because I'm not looking to make my first sell-off before 50 cents. I'm looking for a minimum 10x from the IDO. And I truly believe that is feasible in a short, medium term. Yeah. However, if you're looking for a quick sell-off opportunity, then this might be it today. As you can see, there are already some spikes happening and people drop, spike, drop, spike, drop. But if you move to like a 15-minute chart, you see a clear incline on the chart here very aggressively. And I foresee that the movement today will be between, let's say, 15 and 20, where the price will move, because some people are looking to take profit. You can see massive sell orders at 15 cents, but massive only, let's say 5,000 total, right? So it's not that massive. If we look at the buying books are high right now. So they used to be quite low. As you can see, the major one is at 10 cents. And there's a major one at 5 cents and like very, very cheap. So if it would ever crash. But otherwise, they're pushing the selling book inwards. Basically, the major sell, which is not even major, it's only like 11K at 15 cents, 15.8, 16. We have some volume here at 18.2, but the real point is of resistance is $65,000 is at 19 cents. And then we have 20 cents. So probably if there would be an influx of cash, so if there would be a purchase order of like $250,000, $500,000, today alone, we're going to see like a 25 cents. And that's what is very critical right now in the Solchicks price, I would say, is that there's quite low volume, right? The volume in the last 24 hours is 7.02 million. Which I assume would be a lot of bot trades, right? Because the marginal difference is so small, because the number is so small. If it goes from, let's say, 0.13, right, to 0.15, that is a good trade for a bot to make. I mean, that's like some decent profits every time they pick like 10 to 15%. So I assume there's a lot of small trade volume on Maxi going on, and they take their advantage there. Now, if we zoom out a little bit to the 1 hour window, right? and then go all the way here, we can still see that they're huge up candles. The candles are moving up still with huge spikes, which basically means that the buying volume is quite aggressive, specifically in that last hour, which has been closed, and then it was a little bit less. So this was the announcement. Of course, the rumor, the news, which choice are you going to make? Are you going to buy? Are you going to sell? If you're looking for short-term gains, if you want to get rid of the Solchicks token, then this would be the perfect moment, because you just made, let's say, 20-30% jump in 1 hour, right? However, if you are looking to hold longer term, the question is, what is this announcement going to be? Because they're making quite a bold claim, and I've seen bold claims before. And the problem with bold claims is that the marketing is great. However, if you cannot live up to the marketing hype, you'll have a major problem. So I'll just play this video without sound. If you can't live up to the marketing hype, there will be a huge problem, because people create expectations. So once you have these expectations and they are not actually realized, then what happens is people panic and people dump your token, right? So they go over all the great accomplishments that they've had. And I do agree that is really amazing. So one thing that we could discuss is basically the price relative to the opportunities that are available, right? So when I did my chat with the Solchicks CEO William, he spoke specifically about one fact where I think things will move. Because from this prediction, I assume most people will talk about exchanges, right? So we have the options listed here, which is exchanges. So that would be tier 1 exchange, right? Which is the most obvious thing that people think, like, oh my God, Binance, KuCoin, Gate.io, like all these things. The flow, if there would be exchanges, I think it will go like this, because it's based on volume. And I do think Binance is very reasonable for a project like this, because it's only trading on Maxi, and it has 7 million 24-hour volume. And what it requires, Binance, is 15 million. So it's not there yet. I don't know the radium volume, but if it would list Gate.io and Maxi, they would basically fill the requirements for Binance. However, that's more of a longer term play, I would say. First, Gate.io makes the most sense to get listed on, because it's quite similar to Maxi. They list a lot of shit coins, but there's tremendous volume behind it. So if we go to CoinMarketCap, and I keep the exchange rate open so you can see it here, and then we go to exchanges, spot. So Gate.io is right here on the number 9 spot with about 1.5 billion. And Maxi, I think, is a lot lower, yeah, with 800 million. So half the volume. So if they would list Gate.io, that would make sense. KuCoin, of course, 2.5 billion. FTX would be great. But that's like not the direction I think we're going. But it is an option, yeah? And I'm just going to list my options, what I think we should consider. You, of course, will list yours down in the comments below in order to win the NFT. Make sure, however, because everybody keeps asking me, where's the announcement? The announcement is, again, on Discord. So if you're not in the Discord server, you'll miss the announcement, just like the last person, and that's obviously quite sad. 72 hours after the video is uploaded, I'll make the announcement. If it then again is not claimed, we'll move on to the next person. Options, tier 1 exchange. The other option, I think, is the game studio, right? Specifically, when William mentioned in my Q&A, we're going to make the characters 3D instead of 2D, and we need to expand the game. With the amount of investors they have behind this project, I think they need to pull off a better game version than they showed on the demo, right? So they really need to approve it, because it looks fine, you know, it does look fine, but I think it can look a lot better, and perhaps like metaverse, land plots, like there's a lot of things happening in the gaming space right now, which they could leverage, right? There are some major partners which have come on board, which are already on board, right? When you look at the whole partner and investor list, so let me see. So the investors, like, it doesn't even fit on one page. Look at this. And then you got all the launch pads, right? Then the development partners is crazy. But specifically the investors is what I would be most interested in at looking at. These investors will obviously put some pressure on, especially because most of these are seed investors. They're in it for like the next 2 to 3 years. Gate.io Labs is here. The Qcoin Labs is, I don't know if it's updated yet, but it should also be here. Which means that these entries to these exchanges are relatively easy, and I don't think they have to make the biggest announcements for that, right? I mean, like Gate.io, Qcoin would be major announcements, but it would not be specifically, as they say it, massive and industry disrupting news, right? If they would acquire a gaming studio of like a huge size, which can make games and put basically Solchicks, not the top one Solana game, but make it a competitor, for example, for Axie Infinity, which we all think super far-fetched, that would obviously be a major move, right? If they want to change, so William specifically said in my Q&A, we want to go from a 2D to a 3D model, expand the game, maybe make it even like more MMORPG style, and they have the money, which is very important. They have the money to do so, which they didn't expect. So I think the game studio would be a major move. This has my vote, the game studio. I think most people will vote for the tier 1 exchange, which also makes sense. We can even look at the comments so far, what people have been saying. Bold statement. Yeah, hope you deliver, otherwise get people disappointed. That's exactly what I said before, right? And I've seen that many times before, that you don't want to overpromise on what you can't deliver. Then better undersell the hype than oversell it and do it wrong. Because we've seen that many times. But nobody's actually getting bought by a game studio. No, probably they are buying the game studio is what I'm thinking. Okay. Doesn't pump and dump again. People are so concerned with the short-term price. And I get it. If you're just in it for the short-term flip, then obviously you are concerned with the price. But this is one of the few times that I've actually like analyzed the whole project for days, if not weeks, right? And I'm looking more of a long-term scope, which I usually don't do, specifically because of the heavy vesting that I'm involved in. Every vesting round I would need 7.5k of tokens being unreleased, which are now valued at like a 3x, like $22,000 a month is what I'm going to get minimum at the current price. So basically the reason that I'm looking at these two primarily, and I actually have no other ideas what it could be, right? So tier 1 exchange or game studio, where I think game studio, where others most likely think tier 1 exchange, right? Now let's look at the pricing, because obviously that's very interesting. This is my prediction that I made after the launch, which is basically the moving area is spot on, right? It has been spot on so far. So the moving area has between 10 and 15 right here, right? It's exactly what I said after the launch when the claim will settle. That is where the moving area will be. I don't think it has been very much off. And don't get me wrong, I don't know anything about technical analysis. I don't know anything about investing, estimates, price predictions. I just try to use my brain and look for the pattern and use common sense, right? So I'm definitely not a moon boy on this one. So it's 7 days after listing, which is going to happen Monday. I don't think we'll reach the 0.5, right? But then again, it says 2 weeks, Qcoin or OKEX, maybe Gate, right? That will have to move the price. So we're still around this point right now. I'm not going to mark this because I want to keep that, but we're still around this point right now. And I think we'll slowly move between these two, right? We'll move right here. Don't expect like a huge pump, but here I will start my initial sell-off, right at this point. Because I think with the 10x, I should take at least some profits on my first vesting. I think that's only responsible. That's like a responsible thing to do for me. When we look at the actual outcome of this, it's like Tuesday. At that point, it is the 21st, I think, of December. So it's just before Christmas. Right? Between Christmas and New Year's, a lot of people are at home and a lot of things are put on less pressure, right? There's maybe some more focus on the market, maybe there's not. I assume for the major companies, there's less focus up until the New Year's. And what you have to realize is that the 13th of November, the second vesting is coming up. So if they want to make some movement on the price, right? Because don't get me wrong, but this is almost a week. right? And literally nothing has happened. So now there is a movement. They have basically they're entering the second week, and on the fourth week, the vesting is going to be released. Which obviously the vesting can only do one thing, and that's dump the price, right? It can't boost the price. It will always dump the price. I can show you right here. Before vesting is released, dang, it sank by half. If they have more volume, if there is more trades being made, right? If they have more exchanges, the impact of the vesting dump will be less. However, they're building up to it. So this is a smart team. This is an experienced team, right? This is not your small project. They're listed on one exchange with a $7 million a day volume. I'm not saying that's huge, it's perfect or whatever, but that's for a reason. That's my opinion. That's what I believe. I think they're progressing through their roadmap internally exactly how they want things to go, right? Therefore, what I think in the short medium term, right, so like the Christmas New Year's period, they will make the big announcement of the acquisition probably of the game studio, which I hope, before Christmas. Then the Christmas period will be quiet. Between Christmas and New Year's they will do another major announcement, then carry it into the New Year's, and at the New Year's they will do the NFT announcements. So that's what I think. That's my opinion. That's set in stone. However, I do have another hypothetical situation. So I will write Colin 2, which is the NFT T1 combination. So also, this is something that they mentioned as well before, is where they're going to do the NFT third minting on a tier 1 exchange, which could be FTX, right? Binance, which one otherwise has an NFT marketplace. I don't think any other major, or like Coinbase NFT, but they will not go for that because yeah, I think it's extremely unlikely. The platform is not live yet. It's centralized. I don't think this is a good choice in general. I think these two would be amazing. Binance the best one, FTX the second best one. Either of these two will push the price to 50 cents and I'm happy, right? It might even push it over $1, to be fair. Are there any other exchanges which cover NFTs? How can I see that? No, I don't think you can easily see that on here. Exchanges, where to buy NFTs. No, I don't think you can see it quick. I just don't know how to see it. So the price is moving up even more, which is good. I love seeing this. I will have this chart open on my tab all day today. Even if it dumps, I will shed a tear maybe. No, I won't, because I'm not gonna sell anyway. So that's why I can be calm. If the price moves up, that's great. If it moves down, it doesn't bother me, because I know up until like the actual announcement happening, because the announcements they is hype, right? So it's like bubble pricing. If the actual announcement has been made, then we actually know what will happen, and then we move left or we move right. I think on a game studio, if that's announced, the price is going to drop because people in the short term have no additional value from it. For the long term, it's amazing, obviously, right? If it's the T1 exchange, the short term, the price will move up like crazy, which will also have an impact for the long term. But the problem is you can't keep announcing Tier 1 exchanges because there aren't that many. For the NFT Tier 1, it will be a hype announcement, which will bring back the value of the NFTs. I would say they announced the airdrop as well. And obviously the Tier 1 exchange entry could also be then for the coin. So that would be a super, super amazing announcement. Any of these announcements would make me happy, right? I'm just looking for one thing, and that is not get disappointed when their announcement sucks, right? So if you're going to claim have massive and industry disrupting news dropping 72 hours. So I've had this before with one of my favorite marketers in the world who I've been following for 7 years. I've been to his office. His name is Robert Grin. He's from Poland. I visited his office. I had a great time with his company. I work a lot still with his company, with my other businesses. Yet he started a coin called Meta Hero, which is also amazing, which I'm a big investor. But his announcement, because he's a marketer, is always overhyped, which results in the coin crashing every single time. Literally every single time the coin crashes after his announcement. So it goes up from like 10 cents to like 20 cents, and then it crashes back down to 11 cents. Right? And that's something I don't think Solchicks should do, because they have experienced quite a bit of problems already. Some in their control, some out of their control, but they don't want to lose more trust, right? So people are already like flooding the comment section here, which is a little crazy. I don't think they're getting bought out. I think they're going to buy, which I think is the smart move. But let's see. So this is everything I have for you today. Major news, 72 hours, and we will know more. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and obviously comment your prediction. What is the major announcement of Solchicks going to be? In 72 hours in my Discord, I will announce, after the Solchick announcement, the winner of the $2,000 NFT. If you are the lucky winner, you have 24 hours to claim, or we're going to do another entry. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.